9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
I'm a little late, but I had to make sure I got through that whole first segment of Monday Night Raw. Welcome to the welcome to the Midday Mare Monday Raw watch along. And what we just witnessed was Cody finally confronting John Cena. Want to know your thoughts? John Cena finally spoke his truth. It's the first time we've seen him live since Elimination Chamber. I, for one, got to go back and run back to the beginning. I don't think that's what we all expected. But I like what John was spitting. I really like what John was spitting a lot. Pretty much saying, like, you guys don't deserve any changes. This is him. This is his likeness. He's not changing any music, any gear. This is who he's been for the past 20 years, and everybody's been riding his coattails. John was spitting some bars, but we should have expected nothing less. I think people thought we were going to get music changes, gear changes. He said, no, I'm doing the exact same thing I've been doing. The thing that made me the top of the game for so long. But that promo from Cody was kind of weak, to me, at least. Him saying he wants to old John Cena at Mania. They picked the right place to do this, though. The crowd in Brussels is really live for all of this right now. Amazing stuff by John. I was going to post some content from Queen of the Ring. Some people I asked about John Cena's heel turn, but I didn't think we was going to get that to begin the show, if I'm being dead honest. I didn't think that was going to be the start. So, shit. My emotion, but get the fuck out of here. John Cena was getting booed for a greater part of that Ruthless Aggression era. Then we got Intercontinental title match tonight. Yeah, Anthony, you're 100% right. I remember vividly, like that was my young adulthood, if you would, when I was in college, when John Cena was kind of super John in his prime, all that type of stuff. John was running through everybody, and fans didn't necessarily like that. You know, fans, whether the playing field was even or not, whether there are other superstars that deserved to be at the top, it was always John. John overcame all the odds, so that's where you really got the "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chants and stuff like that. So John is saying exactly what the truth was. Like there were times where he was genuinely cheered, but there was a lot of times where um, he was hated, literally hated, because he was on top and everybody else was kind of beneath him. And that's where you got the whole he's the golden shovel and he's burying people, stuff like that. He was booed for a good part of his career, you know? So him telling the truth and saying, like, yeah, like you guys don't deserve anything different because you didn't appreciate this when I was doing it genuinely. I mean, I don't I don't see how he's wrong. But again, the best storytelling in wrestling is when there's some layer of truth to it. Same way Kevin Owens is right, John Cena is right. Now we're getting Penta and Ludwig. I think what is called like a Brussels street fight or whatever. I like this camera angle of his entrance. That's dope.
You see,
Very true, Fernando. He was aggressively shoved down our throats, but that's through no fault of his own. John was the guy, and he came at work with a smile, and he's done more make a wishes than anybody in history. That's like any type of performer in history, and he was hated for it. So like him, I think it's just the timing of it. It's the farewell tour. He's giving it back to everybody. That's kind of like a hard pill to swallow, but at the same time, who knows what the story is for like the next 9 months if there's a redemption arc or whatever. But like right now, it is very refreshing to see that side of John, the side that's not going to lay down and take the shit. Like I'm pretty sure he hears the boos. The Cena sucks. He always has. No, I'm pretty sure he's good, like every week for the rest of the year. Now he'll be there next week too. There are wrestlers that wrestled during John's popularity at its highest heights. That feel right. I know the former Alex Rice felt that way for years. Even like you see, I remember Alex Riley. Do you really feel like Alex Riley could have been in John's position though, and carried it well? Oh shit! And that's a stiff table to take that Death Valley driver. Man, I am mad that I didn't get home before 12, man. I didn't think we were going to start the show off like that. I thought it was going to be like the middle of the show. They started off hot. I'll agree with that, Fernando. I'll agree with that. He didn't put the Nexus over. Wade Barrett should have definitely got over, and that's how we end up getting the new Nexus with CM Punk. But that's one I do agree with. But I will say it wasn't entirely John's fault. He was at the time just the brand. Another Death Valley driver. Penta still hasn't lost a singles match. So I'm really curious who's going to be the guy. Oh, okay, Ludwig. I wouldn't consider his promo either things. From what I just heard and from afterwards, I feel like after 23, 25 years, it's the truth. John really, when he was the guy, it's like it really wasn't enough for fans. And now that he's retired, everybody wants to like sing along and dance with him. Or now that he's rarely here, people want to cheer. Ooh. Oh no. Oh shit. Ball game. And the back of the head on the chair. Damn. Yeah, I think that there's a Guinness Book of World Records books, and at least some of the theories friends have that Rock is brainwashed down. That's why he's thinking like this. It could be a little brainwashing, or it could be a little bit of like letting them know the truth, but also the fact this is last year and gaining 17, and you want to get 17 by any means necessary, so you align yourself with the final boss. It's loud in there. He said Intercontinental, right? Yeah, European crowds got it, man. They shitting on the States. What makes you, Anthony? What makes you think Cena's a heel in real life? What's up, Courtney? Yes, it's St. Patty's Day for all who celebrate. I don't really get into the wearing green or anything like that, but happy St. Patty's to all who celebrate. And yeah, midday mare today because we are in Brussels today with the show airing some hours earlier because they're overseas. I think you'll get a little mix. I think you'll see people that are cheering John because maybe it's the last time they'll see John for the year, so they're kind of like really soaking it in. But it'll be a mix, like there's always been. Yeah, no problem. It is kind of weird to do this show before WWT Live, but low key, it works a lot better for my schedule because this is going to be a very busy week for me. I'm actually in a wedding at the end of the week, so I'm still packing and getting stuff ready. So this actually works out better for me to get this done midday We'll see if I'm on WWT Live. We'll see. I think Monday Night Raw is probably going to end around 2:30 our time. Pretty sure the main event might be the Intercontinental title. Don't think there's much else big planned outside of that Cena stuff. And that's what floors me that opened up the show. That is so odd to me. But I guess to get the ratings in early, do what you got to do. Oh, I missed that. In the background of EO and Dakota Kai talking before Dakota Kai's match, Karrion Kross was talking to Dominic Mysterio. I think this is the second time people have caught that. I can't see Dom aligning with Karrion Kross, but I guess. You say you don't watch the show, do you? Oh, that's funny. You know what? I know it's kind of frowned upon, but I can see Dom aligning with Penta and Ray Phoenix temporarily. Braun, what do you consider him? A good guy or a bad guy? Braun Breaker's like somewhere in the middle. He's a tweener. I think he does heel things when he do heel things, but also can tween to a face when the time calls. This is going to be great if somebody. This is going to be great if somebody comes out in that mask that supposedly Chad Gable had on last week. Oh, they're trying to get their look back. I mean, why are they attacking them though? They don't know that was Chad Gable. One thing I do like about all this that we're doing this again is that it took the New Day away from the LWO after weeks of doing that on socials and in ring. Oh, Ivy about to lose? Dakota Kai needed a win. Man, she needed a win bad. That's good to see. She done lost to Lyra every damn time. Keeps the hope alive. I hope at some point this year both of these women are crowned the women's intercontinental champion, regardless of how long the title reigns lasts. I think it would be good to have some parity in the division. Oh yeah, so okay. Contract signing, that's certainly to get interrupted by Rhea. That's what I'm saying, Boz. I feel like we moving fast. And I showed up late. We moving fast. Makes me feel like we're gonna get something special to end this show off. We can't just end we're Intercontinental title is what I'm saying. Especially after last week where you finally got Roman Reigns returning. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get an angry CM or angry Seth Rollins. Like something has to give here. Damn, I mean, we don't even get a Bianca entrance? A full one? I got a question for the chat. Chat, has the ship sailed on like the SmackDown versus Raw rivalry? Do you feel like we're ever going to get that Adam Pearce versus Nick Aldis match? And if so, like what event of the year does that take place at? Very telling that Bianca's wearing all black again. If y'all been following that. Last time she wore white, Elimination Chamber. I love that the performers get to feel like what a really on fire crowd is like on these European tours. That's how wrestling shows should be all around because they're putting their bodies on the line for entertainment. Uh the table didn't break. That's not how this works. That's not how this works, bruh. You can't just sign your name on the paper and now you're in the match. That's silly if that's how this works. She could at least beat Bianca Belair for a match. Regular entrance for Jay. Just ran out to the ring, not through the crowd, nothing like that. I wonder how if the stadium's not set up for that or the arena. Jey Uso, Austin Theory next. Io is a side piece for now, but I wouldn't be surprised if she wins by pinning Rhea at Mania, because I think that still protects Bianca's undefeated streak. Nah, it's not big enough. Not enough time to do Bianca and Rhea straight up. I guess the point was to give Io something to do. She's a big enough superstar where you want to have her doing something. Sayer says you want to challenge you to do a WWE scripted match with me, you and I, an Iron Man match. Are you talking to somebody in the chat or are you talking to me? Very interesting graphic there they have for Backlash St. Louis. Of course, Orton being from Missouri, but John featured there as well. Is that like a telltale sign of the main event? I'm sorry, what the fuck was that? So crossbody wasn't really a spear, and just put Austin Theory in a squash match, bruh. He kind of slipped. I'm good. Here goes going through with the choke out. I get that we're trying to make sure people don't forget that Jay won the Royal Rumble and make sure people know that this is a potential night one main event. But Austin Theory didn't deserve that. That does nothing for Austin Theory and Grayson Waller for like whatever type of split you're trying to build. He didn't deserve that at all. I feel you, Boza. Maybe the open segment did go a little bit long, and maybe John Cena pulled a Dwayne Johnson move there. Jay didn't deserve it either. Let's be real. That's hilarious. I'm going to indulge this a little bit. Brad Diddy, I hope no relation, says Cody is a mid-carder. He had nothing to say to Cena. The guy has little personality and isn't capable of carrying a main event angle. He needs all-timers like Rock and Cena to carry him. I mean, you put on a great trilogy with Seth Rollins before the title picture. Just had great main events with Kevin Owens. I don't know if you can consider either guy all-timers. I mean, the back-to-back main events with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Of course, Roman Reigns can be considered an all-timer, but I don't think he necessarily needs, I'll say legends. I don't think he needs legends to carry his title reign, no. Does he need more parity in his title reign? You can get other superstars from all over? Sure. I don't think he needs legends, no. Oh, Bianca getting her lick back. Oh yeah, they're gonna make sure Rhea's in this match now. I hate to compare the two, but you know what this reeks of? This triple threat reeks of like when we were supposed to get Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, and then we had to add Charlotte Flair to it. Now, whoever you want to call the Charlotte Flair of the three, do what you got to do. But that's what it feels like. Let's get back to these comments. Yeah, let's go with the allegedly now. Could have been cut. And if it was truly cut and it comes out that it was from online sources, that doesn't bode well for the prospects of Jay and Gunther main eventing. Yeah, the AJ one could have been a little bit longer, for sure. People don't say the fact Cody is Cody has holding. Well, we can certainly say that Brad Diddy is not a Cody crybaby. Younger talent. Cody's not that old though. Rhea's the Charlotte Flair, but the people really want Rhea versus Bianca, so that means that the EO thing kind of threw things off. But I think EO's deserving for sure. Of course, that makes believe name's trademark ain't Chad Gable. Supposedly, it's not. Somebody else is in the mask. They like you saw both men in the same room last week. Raw watching on Watergate Richard. I thought she is rich. Raw Rhea versus Bianca at SummerSlam. You know what? This is the first 2-night SummerSlam. It's a possibility. SummerSlam is being billed as like the second or third WrestleMania of the year if you count like Crown Jewel. They do all three of those shows like really big. So I can see something like that. But if the rumors are true as far as like I forget what month it was, but they actually had Evolution 2 internally. We just talked about it on WWE Live not that long ago. Rhea versus Bianca has to happen at something like that. Because if you really want to highlight women's wrestling, you do it on a platform like that. Not on WrestleMania where you get those matches like that all the time. You do it standalone. So it draws more people into the viewership of an all-women's PLE. Tag team action is holding Dragon Lee back. Like, they got to stop this. You see how much juice Penta got, and you like, hey, yeah, let's keep teaming Dragon Lee up with Rey Mysterio. Like, let him be his own thing. And at some point in this damn farewell tour, Rey Mysterio got to get his lick back on John. Y'all know what I'm talking about, too. See, Dragon Lee does that all the time. I thought Rey Mysterio was about to do that spot, and I was about to be like, damn, at 50? That man jumped up there with one bound. Didn't scale the ropes. One bound. Yo. What are we doing? All of American Made taking L's tonight? The fact that Chad Gable out here doing lucha moves should let y'all know how cold he is in the ring. And it's you know what, Bose? Dylan. What if it was? What if Ray Phoenix been in the gym? He ain't been on TV. What if he been in the gym and that was Ray Phoenix? So this must be the part of the show where we're going to hear from Seth Rollins after everything. Very curious if Roman's going to is present. This was a good cage match. Very throwback. Here we go, hearing from Seth. Very normal outfit for Seth. The dark green blazer. There was a Austin Theory and Grayson Waller had a segment. Yeah, so it looks like Grayson Waller, Austin Theory challenged Jey Uso to a tag team match next week. Early vote is saying that we're going to get an Usos reunion in tag action next week. All right, let's get on with it. So now all three of them will be on SmackDown on Friday. I feel like this segment could have been a social media post. I feel like it could have been a social media post. He could have posted that on Twitter, on the WWE IG channel. We need it. So next week, instead of noon, we start at 1. And both seen that. Why is Cody Rhodes coming to every Monday Night Raw, dude? Okay. Karen Cross's character is getting stranger, but okay. He's just in people's ear. I agree, Bozo. They cut his legs with the whole AOP and Paul Ellering getting let go thing. That had a lot of promise if they would have kept up with it. If Finn's wins, we see them kick him out of Judgment Day? No, I think they'll ride with it for a little bit, just because the group will have more gold. But something's going to break here soon with Dom consistently pursuing new members to join Judgment Day. I think JD's health is going fine, so JD will always have Finn's back. Of Joe Hendry's special guest tag partner with Jay. It has to be Jimmy. I don't see it being anybody else but Jimmy. They normally they be announcing like a new Hall of Fame inductee like every week. They haven't been doing that. Warrior Award. They do that. I mean, Earthquake and Typhoon have confirmed on their ends that they're in the Hall of Fame inductees this year. It hasn't been formally announced by the WWE yet. Celebrity Wing. I don't know who they would put in the Celebrity Wing this year. I was just thinking that same thing, Dylan. I was just thinking that same thing. Who takes over for Lillian Garcia? Boza says maybe Mike Rome. So who takes over for Mike Rome? NXT Bonnerfide. That's who. Calling it right now. The way this match is going to end is how does Judgment Day Finn screw this up for Finn this time to further drive the rift between everyone?
You ever? What's
Until TK stopped tagging me stuff with the boat in it. Sling Blade. Oh, snaps. You know what I just noticed? There's no Prime setup. There's no Prime setup next to the announce table tonight. Dylan, that might be the move, you know? That might be the move. I might just turn my camera off when we got to discuss the boat. Yeah, but even without I'm just messing with you, Dylan. You can tag me. I'm just messing with you. But even when Logan's not on the show, they still have the Prime what do you call it? The Prime set up there because the Prime logo's in the ring. So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to know what their like return on investment is on that product. Like if they're getting their return on investment with it. Boza, do not wish that on the bird lady. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Too many ladies backstage need a singles title. Hell, Ivy, Dakota, Katana, Kaden, Zoe Stark, Shayna. Speaking of Shayna, she just tweeted out, so that's a thing. We can just sign our name on whatever contract. That's crazy. That's the angle that they went with for that match. Pierce made it seem like he couldn't do nothing about it. Like, oh my God. I think Rhea said something to the tune that that's a legally bound contract. Dylan, you might be cooking. You might be cooking with the whole Glasgow Joe Hendry thing. Joe Hendry just tweeted out, say his name, and he appears. So, I think Jimmy would be easy, and Uso's reunion would go over really well with the European crowd. But if it's Joe Hendry at the crib, no less. Oh my God. Yep, they're about to ruin the match for Finn. Damn. About to get folded in half. Oh no. Hill Cena has entered the chat. Ball game. Pence is back. So what does this have to do with him possibly? Why would Dom say he wants him to join Judgment Day? I wonder what's going to happen with the rumors that like the Intercontinental title match at Mania is going to be a multi-man match. I still believe that Sheamus is going to get this IC belt off Braun. Wow. And that's how we end Monday Night Raw. It's about 2:21 my time. We're going to pay some bills and get into what we saw. And then, of course, in 30 minutes, you'll have WWT Live with the whole team. So give me a quick second. Let's pay some bills.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
All right, so we just finished Monday Night Raw. This is the Midday Mare post-show after getting through with the Midday Mare watch-along. It felt like Monday Night Raw was a track meet. That's the only way I can describe it. Complete track meet. I think this might, while we're sitting at just under 2.5 hours, it felt like it went very fast from start to beginning. The first half hour of the show, when I tapped in with you guys, we were hearing from John Cena. And John Cena gave us a very powerful promo. Nothing changed. I think for the past 2 weeks, we were kind of throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what would be different. Like, hey, is he going to have heel music? He's going to have music from his album. Is he going to still wear the jorts and the T-shirts? And it's like, yeah, none of that changed. And I think the reason for that is merchandising. Like all that stuff sells. You have the farewell tour shirts in every single city, just like we did with Suplex City shirts. Those are going to sell whether he's a heel or not, because it's the last year you get John Cena. So the music doesn't change. The gear doesn't change. And the only thing changed is his vernacular. Pretty much what he was talking about. And the gist of it is, for 25 years, it has never been enough for the fans. He finally is doing stuff for himself. The cheers, he felt like that they were always there and that the fans don't deserve anything because they never appreciated him before as is. So I'm pretty sure we'll dive into it more on WWT Live, and I'm very eager to hear what my other panelists have to say. But Cody came out and said that he still wants to fight the old John Cena, the John Cena that was one of his heroes. So he hopes that John Cena shows up instead of the whiny John Cena he sees now. But if you ask me, I don't feel like it was anything whiny about John Cena. But the crowd was on fire all night. I would say there were certain fans, children, that looked pretty dejected by John's words. But to me, John spoke a lot of truth. And in Glasgow, Scotland next week, both men will be in the building again. So you'll probably see more of those two tangling up. The first match of the night was a no holds barred match between Ludwig Kaiser and Penta, who we just saw close the show. This was probably the match of the night, and a night where the matches weren't really highlighted because I think everybody wanted to see what was going to happen with John. But this was how, to me, a no holds barred match should look. Went on outside the ring. There were spots on the table. There were weapons that were used, and it ended up with Penta getting a very strong win over Ludwig Kaiser after hitting his driver on the chair after several super kicks to the face with the chair. I thought Kaiser looked strong in this match, but it just showcased what we see in Penta as a character going on to now the Intercontinental title ranks. He called his shot and said that's what he wants next, is Intercontinental title. We get some stuff backstage between Judgment Day. We're still seeing the cracks in the foundation where Finn didn't like that Dom recommended Penta as a addition to Judgment Day. Since JD is out, he called Dom a snake. More on that later. And also, I might as well get this out the way now. We also saw Dom talking to Karrion Kross backstage. So Karrion Kross is kind of like I'm thinking of an old folklore tale right now, and I can't think of it. He's just a person backstage just whispering in each other's ear. Think of the devil. He's kind of like that. The next match, the women's match of the night, the solo women's match of the night, Dakota Kai, Ivy Nile. We had American Made presence ringside, which kind of threw Ivy Nile out. Maybe she didn't know that Chad Gable was back from his Lucha Libre tour. Great match between both ladies. Ivy Nile being distracted by Chad Gable being chased away ringside by the LWO, consisting of Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, kind of took her attention away and allowed Dakota Kai to hit that kick in the corner and hit go to kick for the win. Dakota Kai absolutely needed that win, and hopefully that lands her another shot at Lyra Valkyria for the IC title. Notably, Lyra wasn't on the card tonight. I'm guessing she'll be on the card next week, so I believe she is from Scotland. So maybe we see something about that there. The most bizarre part of the night was the contract signing with Io Sky, Bianca Belair. Of course, Rhea Ripley interrupted it. You still have a lot of back and forth with with Bianca and Rhea, where Rhea's mad that Bianca showed up to her match and she's not letting it go. Bianca still wearing the all black. We got to keep in mind that whatever's going on with Naomi and Jade on the socials, Bianca's still very much a part of that. And I think her slight aggressiveness and tone and character in the gear is kind of leading towards that. And we're not there yet. But this contract signing, and like most contract signings with fisticuffs, Io was tired of being disrespected. Rhea attacks Bianca and Io, puts them both through the table and signs the contract. Didn't know that was a thing where you can actually take a contract, write your name on it, and now you're in the match. But that's what we have right now. We have a stereotypical, probably a triple threat. I know we're heading for a triple threat, but I think it would have made more sense for Rhea to pin either the champion or Bianca to get added. So Pierce has his hands full. We're trying to see if that's going to stand, but Rhea's signature is on the contract. We get a little scuffle between Jey Uso and Gunther backstage, like we have been the past couple of weeks. Jey was scheduled to take on Austin Theory, which I think that match lasted less than 3 minutes, if I'm being brutally honest. I think what was supposed to happen was Jey was supposed to spear Austin Theory, but it looked more like a crossbody. And that was the match, literal squash match. Gunther came out to try to choke out Jey again, like he's been doing the past few weeks. And Jey was able to reverse it and thwart his attempts and kind of hold up the world title for a minute before tossing it away. What we didn't see in the commercial break was Waller and Theory challenging Jey to a tag team match next week. They said that they're the best tag team in the division, and they said Jey has no friends. So Jey has to find a partner to take on A-Town down next week. And early favorites are going to be Jimmy, his brother, or a lot of people in the chat. You guys are saying Joe Hendry because we're in Glasgow, Scotland. We'll see what happens. Again, we had another tag team match. We had the LWO from the Fallout earlier in the night taking on the Creed brothers, which this match also felt fast. It's worth noting that John Cena's segment literally took a half hour. This match felt fast, and it felt like a disservice that the Creed brothers lost to the LWO. But I guess this was just set up for Chad Gable or whomever this masked man is to come in and lay waste to Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio again before being chased out by security. So whatever happens, the dark secrets of Lucha Libre are absolutely working. Then we had a promo. We were here from Seth Rollins last week after the cage match, which really could have been a backstage promo, similar to AJ Styles and Karrion Kross promo, where Kross is trying to get in AJ's head about if he really dislikes Logan Paul or not, whatever that was. And we hear from Seth Rollins, who just said nothing relevant outside of him. He's going to be on SmackDown on Friday because CM Punk and Roman Reigns are going to be on SmackDown. He said some little jabs about Roman still needing him to be his architect and how he could have ended CM Punk's WrestleMania dreams and took him out of his career, whatever. Promo really wasn't needed. Main event, Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, IC title. Really strong match. Judgment Day kind of got in the way again. Braun Breaker stands tall at the end of the match. Braun Breaker and Finn put on an absolute clinic to main event the show. The crowd was hot for it. Braun Breaker continues to look strong, and probably, if I'm being honest, outside of Gunther, and Gunther doesn't really work Raw matches a lot, Braun Breaker is probably the strongest character in ring on the show. And now it looks like he's going to be taking on the other strongest in-ring character on the show, which is Penta, who hasn't lost a singles match since debuting earlier this year. So Judgment Day tries to attack Braun. Braun after the match. Penta makes the save. You get the stare off. That's how we end Monday Night Raw. Like I said, we got a tag team match. Jey Uso, mystery partner, taking on A-Town down. I just saw that your number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship will be taking her championship opportunity next week, and that's going to be Raquel Rodriguez taking on Lyra Valkyria next week. Special start time is going to be 1 p.m. I know John Cena as well as Cody Rhodes are both going to be in the building next week, so we'll get some more with that. CM Punk is also going to be in the building next week, so I'm pretty sure him and Seth will probably have it out with each other. Should be a very strong episode of Monday Night Raw. This was a strong episode of Monday Night Raw as well. However you felt about it being spaced, it felt like we got through a lot of stuff very fast. So I'm very excited to see what we do on SmackDown with the fallout, knowing that Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth are going to be there, but also a lot of the other storylines and how people are going to tie into this WrestleMania season. But we got about 30 minutes until WWT Live, y'all. Appreciate you guys for rocking with me on this special midday edition. I know this time might not work out well for some people, might work out great for some people because it's earlier. But Boza, Dylan, Courtney, Hill, Cena, Fernando, if I'm missing you, I apologize. I appreciate you guys joining me for this watch along. You guys make it very engaging for me to keep doing these things. And hopefully in 30 minutes, I'll be rocking with you guys on the WWT Live news show where we can actually talk more about this John Cena stuff, because I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to want to get into. Stay in tune for all of our content on the socials. I know myself, I'm going to be posting a lot of my Queen of the Ring interviews this week. Engage with those. Let me know what you think about the topics, any articles you want me to see on our site as a result of that. And again, this is the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. We're going to have way more content and way more news for you guys shortly. See you guys soon.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at wwtalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at wwtalkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.